Hi students, here we are going to discuss all the previous year questions from the topic percentage which are asked for CSAT exam from year 2011 to 2016. Before going to start, you have to keep three things in mind. 1. Percentage of percentage results in percentage. 2. Percentage of a number results in number. And the third one is, if some percentage of a particular number is given, you should know how to find out another percentage of that number easily. I can show you the above tips with some examples. The first one is 40% of 80% is equal to 32%. Comparing it with the second point, we get the result as 40% of 80 is 32. That is not 32% as like in the first point. All of you may know these things, but I was just reminding you because it may help you somewhere while doing the problem. Now the third one can also be explained with an example. The question is, if 40% of a number is 320, then how can we find out 90% of that number? We can solve this easily without finding the number. All you need to do is to find out 1% of that number and then solve for 90%. How can you find out 1% of that number? Just divide 320 by 40 and then to find out 90%, multiply the fraction with a 90. That is 320 divided by 40 into 90 and the answer will be 720. Like that, if 30% of a number is 420, then 50% of that number is 420 divided by 30 into 50 and the answer is 700. Now we can solve the first question. A person allows a 10% discount for cash payment from the mark price of a toy and still he makes a 10% gain. What is the cost price of the toy which is marked rupees 770? This question was asked in the year 2016. Here the mark price of the toy is given as 770 and he sold the toy at 10% reduced price from the mark price. Now 10% of 770 being 77, we can easily find out the selling price as 770 minus 77 is equal to 693. Now 693, the selling price is 110% of the cost price of the toy according to the data given in the question. Therefore, we can find out 100%, that is the cost price of the product as 693 divided by 110 into 100, which is equal to 630, and that will be the cost price of the toy. So your answer will be C option from the given options. Now we are moving to the second question. The question is, there is an order of 19,000 quantity of a particular product from a customer. The firm produces 1000 quantity of that product per day, out of which 5% are unfit for sale. In how many days will the order be completed? Here, the production unit needs to produce an amount of 19,000 products in the whole. The unit produces 1000 products per day, but out of that, 5% are unfit. Reducing these 5% of product from 1000, we get that 1000 minus 5% of 1000 is equal to 950 products which are only fit for sale. And because the firm is producing only 950 products per day for sale, the unit can produce this much of product in 19,000 divided by 950 days, that is in 20 days. Answer will be again C option from the given options. Now we can solve the third question. Anita's mathematics test had 70 problems carrying equal marks, that is 10 arithmetic, 30 algebra and 30 geometry. Although she answered 70% of arithmetic, 40% of algebra and 60% of geometry problems correctly, she did not pass the test because she got less than 60% marks. The number of more questions she would have to answer correctly to earn a 60% of mark is. Total number of problems in the test was 70. Out of 70, there are 10 arithmetic, 30 algebra and 30 geometry questions. First, we can calculate how many questions Anita has attended in the test. She has attended 70% of arithmetic, that is 7 questions out of 10, 40% of algebra, that is 12 questions out of 30, and 60% of geometry, that is 18 questions out of 30. Thus, the total questions attended is 7 plus 12 plus 18, which is equal to 37. To get 60% out of 70 questions, she has to answer 42 questions. Thus, 42 minus 37 is equal to 5 questions more she would have to answer correctly to earn a 60% mark. So your answer will be B option from the given options. Fourth question is, two number x and y are respectively 20% and 28% less than a third number. Said, by what percentage is the number y less than the number x? In the question, any particular number is not given, so we can assume any number to reach our answer. Let us assume the third number Z as 100. If Z is 100, X is 20% less than Z, that is X is 80. And Y is 28% less than Z, that is Y is 72. Now it is asked to find out how much percentage is the number Y less than number X. That is X minus Y by X into 100, that is again 80 minus 72 by 80 into 100, which results in 10%. That is, out of the given options, B option will be your answer. The fifth question is, in a test, a candidate attempted only 8 questions and secured 50% mark in each of the questions. If he obtained a total of 40% in the test and all the questions in the test carried equal marks, how many questions were there in the test? In the question, nothing is said about the marks of each question, so we can assume that each question carries 1 mark each. It is said that the candidate attempted 8 questions and secured 50% mark in each of the questions. Thus, according to our assumption, he got 4 marks out of 8. Now these 4 mark is only 40% mark of the full test, and because the test is out of 100%, we can find out these 100% as 4 by 40 into 100 equal to 10 marks. Now each question carries 1 mark each, thus 10 marks represents 10 questions and your answer will be 10 out of the 4 options.